Play action on first down. They'll set it up for Pitts, the tight end. And the rookie trying to get free, tossed down at the 33.
Those guys will make the Pro Bowl. He's got the thankless job up front.
Quick toss to Patterson on the edge with blockers. Cordero Patterson, first down and more to midfield. Third down, Buffalo bringing pressure. Ryan looking that direction for Pitts. Jump ball deflected away and incomplete.
Before it goes out of bounds, but an excellent play by Johnson.
To the 12-yard line. Ball is out. Loose ball down to the 2-yard line, right at the goal line. It caroms into the end zone. It'll depend on who recovered. But
right on the field, the ball was fumbled, recovered in the end zone, resulting in a safety.
Third down and 7. Bills rush 5. Ryan in trouble. Down he goes. Taron Johnson with his 3rd sack of the season. What a time for it for Buffalo. Bills down 2-0. Falcons rush 5. Allen to throw. Beasley back on the field, and Cole Beasley. On first down, Allen, a dart caught by Davis, and Gabriel Davis into Atlanta territory.
Even when those guys have been hurt, we said, you know, McKenzie steps up, Gabriel Davis steps up.
Allen, lots of time to survey the field, and there's Diggs, his favorite target. Third down and 10. Buffalo back to the air again. Allen with great protection fires to the 15-yard line where Gabriel Davis makes the catch, and another Buffalo first down. Third down. Allen under pressure. Allen on the run. Diggs with the catch right at his waist. And he motors ahead close to the first down yardage, and he'll have it. Just got the playoff before the play clock expired, and into the end zone off the hands of Stephon Diggs.
Tough spot for him, and Diggs got to come down with that ball.
Sean McDermott aggressive last week, going for it here on 4th. Allen throws, incomplete. And here comes the flag. It just came in. A.J. Terrell working on Stephon Diggs, and the flag is thrown.
Trying to throw a touchdown pass here, but I wouldn't get too cute. Let's just get the points and move on.
On second down, Allen. Oh, he's going to walk in. Easy touchdown, and the Bills take the lead. Ryan, 4-man rush, forced to step away. He's hit, the ball is out. It's a strip sack, and Buffalo recovers, and the fire hydrant got the football.
Motioned that halfback outside of the backfield and then brought him back in to see who's going to run with him.
On third down, they'll bring pressure. It's picked up. Allen steps around it to the sideline. It is caught 2 feet down. The catch and a first down. And Josh Allen going to tuck it and run. And Allen into the end zone. His 2nd rushing touchdown of this first quarter. From the 25 on first down. Ryan to throw off play action. Checks it down to Cordero Patterson. Blockers in front. Patterson to the 30 and out of bounds. On first down, Davis, big hole to run through. He's going to have a first down and all the way down to the Buffalo 30-yard line. Ryan will throw to Patterson, trying to get to the edge. There's a flag down. Pitts was blocking out.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 91.
After the loss of 4, a 3rd and 5 for Atlanta. Ryan looking all the way at Davis. He's picked up. Ryan in trouble, has to float this one to the sideline, and he threw it away.
It's honestly down in the red zone like that. And it's like your luggage in the airport, man. Keep your eye on your luggage.
4-man rush. Allen has to elude that rush. Throws on the run, and he fits it in to Stephon Diggs for the first down.
And he said, I still feel that. I love every single minute of this while making other people feel bad about themselves.
Singletary into the secondary and down at the 41-yard line of Atlanta. Deron Harmon on the tackle.
Always good for one of those stats, and I love that every Sunday.
Should I leave now?
No.
Okay, 2nd and 9. Allen, field wide open in front of him. He will run He will get a first down, stepping through tackles, sliding by others, and all the way down to the 24-yard line.
Feeling sorry for yourself, so your best ability is your availability. Let's not take any more hits than we need to.
As you say that, off he goes on a run and takes a giant hit. Allen. Protection breaking down. Allen on the run. He's in trouble. Breaking tackles, throws, deflected, and it's intercepted. Falcons get a giant takeaway. Duron Harmon.
And even 17-5 would have been fine. Just keep extending this lead.
Ryan stepping away from pressure, throwing to Pitts over the middle, breaks a tackle at the 40, breaks another at midfield, and Pitts down the sideline. Tremendous speed, and Pitts finally caught at the Buffalo 19.
Looked like it was in.
But they came and snapped it very quickly, got an 8-yard run, and now on 2nd and 2, it's Davis who works his way down to the 5.
Buffalo could have had the ball 2 times in a row and really pulled away.
Here's Davis to the goal line, in for the touchdown. 3rd rushing touchdown of the year for Mike Davis. From the 25-yard line on 1st down. Buffalo with 2 timeouts remaining. Up by 2. Hole up the middle for Zach Moss, who has a 1st down. On 1st down, Allen to the air, and it's intercepted! Picked off by A.J. Terrell! And Terrell stopped at the 45-yard line. All 3 timeouts to work with for Matt Ryan as well. On 1st down, the handoff to Allison, and Allison into the secondary and into Bills territory with an 11-yard gain to the 45. Now Parker Hesse in at the top of your screen. On 3rd down and 9, Ryan eludes the rush, throws short, Davis the catch, 1st down Atlanta, and Davis down to the 30-yard line. Ryan, quick toss to Gage, Gage to the 25, Gage to the 20, inside the 10, and Gage down at the 6-yard line.
Really wish they had Kyle Pitts back out there.
Ryan looking, Ryan, he'll dirt this one. Time winding down, there's 1 second left on the clock. Could give Atlanta the lead at the break. And they indeed will take a halftime lead on the road in Buffalo.
We have to end every series with a kick, a punt, a field goal, or an extra point.
3rd down and 7, pass deflected and intercepted again. Oluokun with the pick. Gets to the edge. Oluokun covering up the football and down at the Buffalo 25-yard line. 2nd and 13 for Atlanta. Off the play fake, Ryan in trouble, down he goes! An ankle sack for Ed Oliver.
Put my head down, I started crying. Josh came up, hugged me, started crying, and said, "I'm so proud of you."
Singletary breaking some tackles in the backfield, banging off another hit across the 40 and down across the 45. He trucked Sean Williams all the way downfield to pick up 20. Off the play fake, Allen on the run, gonna tuck it, breaks a tackle, slides down, and there's the flag at the end of the slide, Kendall Sheffield. 3rd down and 3.
Now watch a quick little option route by Bees here, up at the top of your screen.
Allen looking for him, he's gonna have to tuck this one and run. Josh Allen 1st down and dives forward to the 20-yard line. This is all Josh Allen for 14. Allen to work again. Allen upended at the 10-yard line. No doubt that Josh Allen was running that football, and he gets the 1st down.
Big, tall, long guy, big catch radius. Savvy guy. He's going to get man-to-man coverage.
11th play of the drive. This is Singletary to the goal line. Singletary waiting, touchdown. Allen for 2. Open. Beasley. Easy. And a 7-point lead.
You know, hamstring injuries can be tough when it's warm, but when it's cold like this, it's almost impossible to keep that thing warm and ready to play.
Ryan on second down. Hesse, the tight end, with the catch. He's got a first down. Ryan to the sideline, deflected and caught, but out of bounds. Somehow Zacchaeus got both hands on that one, but he could not get the feet down on the sideline. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Running.
Off the play fake, Allen to the sideline. Diggs, a little dance on the sideline, and Diggs to the middle of the field and down near midfield. 2nd and 10, Moss the carry. Moss into Atlanta territory, and Moss with a first down inside the Atlanta 40-yard line. On 2nd and 6, Moss again, and Moss showing the power, fights his way to the 29.
Good matchup for him.
3rd down and 9. Allen off play action. On the roll, throws it short, coming back to get it. It's Diggs, and he makes the catch. Out of bounds. They'll mark him right at the 19-yard line for the first down.
They can go either way now.
4th and inches. Allen on the keep. That ball almost got stuck on the hip of Isaiah McKenzie. He pried it loose and gets the first down. 2nd and 8. Allen again on the keep. Breaks Fowler's tackle in the backfield. Allen slips his way down to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for Buffalo. A 12-yard run for Josh Allen. 1st and goal at the 4. Singletary churning forward into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
Famous targets that he's had. This has been a year. It hasn't been an MVP year for him, but man, he's had to be awfully accurate to keep this team in the hunt.
Hit as he throws. The pass is incomplete.
I think they might get Johnson.
Defense number 21.
2nd down and 8 for Atlanta. Ryan over the middle. Open is Gage, and a first down to the Buffalo 48-yard line, a pickup of 15.
And Matt Ryan is just under siege. That's something he's had to learn, is pass protection from the running back spot.
Patterson gets to the outside and tiptoes his way down the sidelines. Good run for Cordero Patterson, and he'll get the first down.
With blitzing linebackers, happen close to the line of scrimmage and not around the feet of your quarterback.
On 1st down, Ryan on the run, throws over the middle where he finds Parker Hesse. And Hesse seeing a lot more time today with a Kyle Pitts injury. On 1st down, Ryan, good catch, and down at the 7-yard line.
Matt Ryan, the throwback technician with his feet.
2nd and goal. Ryan flushed. Ryan pumps. Ryan to the goal line, and Matt Ryan in for the touchdown. Who says Josh Allen's the only runner? And now a flag at the end of the play, but this touchdown is going to stand as Matt Ryan scampers in for 6.
Every once in a while, Kev. Every once in a while.
Well, but Singletary went the other way, Mark, so I'm not sure that counts.
He ran it to the right.
Watch him on any given play. His nickname's Motor for a reason.
That's right, and he's downfield making blocks when they throw the ball, and this team loves to throw it, so you know, he goes downfield and does the dirty work to spring some of those long catch and runs. It wasn't accuracy issues. It was just a couple of times that Josh shouldn't have let that ball go.
And Moss with another first down to the 48-yard line. Atlanta cannot stop the clock. Knee taken by Josh Allen. The Bills will be playing in the postseason as they eliminate the Atlanta Falcons. And now Buffalo 1 win away from an AFC East championship. Final score in this one, Buffalo wins it 29-15.